then so you did apprenticeship in church, right? You did like 2 years, 3 years, 3 years?
I did 3 years.
Okay, so do you think that apprenticeship helped prepare you for seminary, or can I go to seminary without apprenticeship? I'm sure, I mean, definitely seminaries out there, there's no requirements to have an apprenticeship, but how do you think it has helped you or shaped you to be a better seminarian? Or is it safe to say, nah, Josh, I think if I went straight, also no difference, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually think that we should try to make it a requirement because, there are a lot of temptations to, in seminary to just be so-called academic or like intellectual about things. And obviously the academic part must be there forever, and the intellectual part of things has to be there forever. All Christians actually, but there comes a point in apprenticeship where you realize what being a Christian is about more. The clarity grows, that we are here to serve God. We are here not for ourselves. We are here to serve others and grow in humility and desiring to put to death our old selves. So without learning those painful lessons at apprenticeship, I think seminary education could be deficient even with all that content, for sure, because it's not about knowing so-and-so's theory of Deuteronomy. It's not about, although that is important, it's not about so-and-so's bibliography and, having read 7 out of 12 books in that bibliography, etc. It's about, why are you even doing this? And and how it should be, the shape of ministry, what drives it, caring for the local church and its people's holiness. I could say more, but maybe I shouldn't ramble.
Okay, now and then, go ahead then.
No, I just want to say that I actually thought about this question when I was in seminary. What's the relationship between seminary and apprenticeship? For me, I would say that apprenticeship largely prepared my heart for ministry, prepared my desire. And what seminary does is it filled me with a lot of knowledge that I need with the right heart to do ministry. Not that apprenticeship didn't prepare my mind, it did. But seminary just filled it a lot more. So that I would say that without apprenticeship, seminary sometimes can be harmful, but apprenticeship is pretty important to set your mind and heart to know what you're doing, why you're in seminary, so that you get in seminary, you're prepared, equipped, and then you start the ground running. Then, what do you think?
So definitely what you said, but just to add on to it, also I think you and I both have had experiences during apprenticeship where we got stuck, right? Preparing a topical talk or whatever, and just feeling like, wow, I wish I knew more to be able to say what needs to be said.
That's right.
I think we were exposed to the questions and the challenges in pastoral care that hopefully motivated us in the difficult moments in seminary. Because actually, if I were to summarize seminary in a word, it would be perseverance. Like, you have to persevere and don't give up. Well, maybe it's just for me, maybe other people don't have to ever feel that, but I think I just have to not give up and trust in the program and just pull through. Whereas,
can I explain more? When you say give up what? What were you tempted to give up?
Going deeper, give up receiving the education that I came here for. Give up achieving the learning outcomes, for example, because just because you read something like a lot doesn't mean you're going to achieve the aims of the education. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not easy to be educated right, even though you enter the so-called correct institutions. Another way of saying what I'm saying is your education is only as good as what you put into it, just like apprenticeship. You know what I mean? Like, we could pass. Yeah, you could pass seminary. You know,
You could have been a just minimum to get through, and then you can come out and tell everybody, hey, I'm a seminary graduate. Yeah.
Or I could have gotten the okay grades or the right grades, but still not have learned what I needed to learn or in order to go for it the long haul, right?
So when you say give up, you mean not just like pass, you mean like actually do the whole thing properly, right? That's what you mean.
I was trying to. That was the challenge, right? Every day. I remember every day.
Can you just give us a image of like, how many subjects? How is it like?
Oh my goodness, do we really want to? All right. Well, it was so hard because every time I was studying one subject, I felt like I needed to be studying the other 6, for example. Do you know? If I'm working on my Old Testament subject, I'm panicking about tomorrow's doctrine lecture. I need to have done the reading, and the reading is like 45 pages, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you only have a few hours to do that. Because by the time it's 10 p.m., I don't want to open my eyes anymore. It's winter. It's like 10 degrees. You know, like it's gonna be so.
Power myself and sleep.
Yeah, I just wanna go into bed, and I don't wanna ever get up again because it's so cold. But you know, I have to squeeze in whatever I can squeeze in before tomorrow. And it's not just about tomorrow, right? There's this big assignment that I need to keep working on, but I didn't work on it yesterday, so I need to look at it today, you know, that sort of thing. And don't get me started about the languages, right? Like I have to keep up my languages every single day, because if I don't look at my Hebrew or my Greek, then the study of my languages yesterday is wasted. Because it's all about like a rote learning and a very disciplined way of putting it in your mind. So if you don't practice it, then whatever I studied on Monday and Tuesday, if I don't retain it or revise it on Wednesday, Thursday, it's gone by Friday, completely gone. Like I've just wasted all that time on Monday and Tuesday, for example. So you've got languages, you've got Old Testament, you've got New Testament, which you have to prepare for thoroughly. Then you've got doctrine, you've got philosophy, you've got ethics. I'm just like, I feel constantly like, wow, I am doing the wrong thing at this moment all the time. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I need to be doing the other thing. And then obviously I'll get a bit of a heart attack when I look at my calendar and I just look at all the deadlines put in the same, on the screen, just looking at all my deadlines, and I get a mini heart attack. I'm like, oh no. So on one hand, I'm getting a heart attack about tomorrow. On one hand, I'm getting a heart attack with regards to the upcoming assignment. On one hand, I'm getting a heart attack with regards to the sermon that I've been assigned to preach at chapel in, a 1.5.
You get to preach in chapel?
Yeah, so I preached at the women's chapel quite a few times. And we also have a proclamation groups thing, which is basically learning how to preach. So I have had the chance to keep my preaching skill up a little bit, not quite the same as before seminary, but well, here and there. And then I've got ministries that I'm in charge of and doing weekly. So I can't drop that either. So whatever it is, I just feel like I'm existing wrongly. Is that even a thing? You know what I'm saying?
No, we don't.
Yeah. So tell us what do you mean by ministries, other ministries? What else were you doing besides studying in seminary?
For example, at one point I taught Sunday school twice a day, every Sunday for a whole year. And the church is really far from my place.
It's one particular church that you're attending.
Yes. So I taught Sunday school twice a day, twice on that Sunday, and then stayed all the way for the evening service at night. So I'll be in church really early and then come back home really late, because the church is in Penrith, and that would be like an hour plus from my place. So I took the train, and I bring all my exercise books to do my homework there. That sort of thing. And then, all the people at that area was like, wow, look at this hardworking Chinese girl. Every Sunday she's studying.
The hardworking Asians.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, this hardworking Asian always in the kebab shop doing her homework. I just didn't have a choice really. And then, so I was attached to a different kids ministry the following year. And then a youth ministry the following year.
Same church, or was it different churches?
I wanted to get exposure and learn from different kinds of churches, different kinds of ministries. So I did jump a little bit. So 1 year a different.
So did you experience 4 different churches in the 4 years? Oh wow.
Not more, because I did manage to visit quite a bit. Even the churches that I wasn't attached to, I managed to get to know a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like the churches of my classmates, right? I get to visit and see. But yeah, it was interesting to just get to know what it's like over there. Yeah.
So these ministries that you did in the churches, was it something compulsory to do as part of your seminary education, or just something you decided to do because you had the time?
So in Moore College, it's part of it's a thing that you do as a student.
Okay.
So it's in the student handbook. All students are required to
Do they
have.
check up? Do they check up on you guys? Like, is it like?
Well, it's a very common conversation topic. Like probably the third, after asking, if you like a coffee, after asking how are you, they would ask, what church do you go to, and obviously everyone just assumes that everyone is a student minister. So that's what we are called, student ministers. And so yeah, it's just an expected
And
thing.
it's not limited to because you're in Moore College and Anglican College, you go to an Anglican church, right? That was that
My
freedom
friends
to go
do
to.
attend
Yep.
Presbyterian churches, independent churches, Presbyterian, but yeah, the majority would be Sydney Anglican. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.